Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another fantastic adventure here at Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime. Wow, that last adventure got a little gruesome, and between the two, it's only gotten worse. Adventurers all throughout Camp Crystal Lake have been brutally murdered. It appears this killer is going on an absolute killing spree. The survivors have all grouped up in the center of camp, and you have discovered that there is a magical barrier that seems to be blocking, that seems to surround the entire camp area and surrounding woods. You four are the bravest and most powerful adventurers that remain of the survivors. And you are all being sent to head to an old warehouse in the middle of the woods where the power generator, the arcane generator for this magical barrier, is said to be. And so, let's take a moment and introduce who our four brave heroes are going to be this evening. Cyron, our favorite, well, I say our favorite. I gotta stop saying our favorite because, I mean, everyone can't be our favorite. Cyron, Aasimar, fallen Aasimar, Cleric, how are you, my friend?
I am doing quite well.
So the sudden murder has actually improved your experience here at Camp Crystal Lake. Not a fan of the team building exercises?
A potential new convert to the Undertaker, as far as I'm concerned.
Ah, I see. So are you trying to convert the killer or everyone else? Some people call him the Undertaker. I mean, he has many names.
Yes, he has many names. But why not both?
Oh, I mean, that's absolutely fair. Maybe if you can show this killer that, you know, you mean business, and you can escape, then maybe you'll join your religion. So, Cyron, what have you been? What have you been up to in the time since we've last seen you, and since having come or before having come to Camp Crystal Lake?
Mostly just trying to gather new converts.
Going well?
Fairly well, yes.
Now, I do got to ask, your deity, your faith, kind of revolves around a lich who became a god. Usually that's a bad thing, though I understand in your context he's not a bad guy. But I do need to know, is the religion small enough that it's still got that kind of culty vibe to it, or is it doing pretty well with your fame in Bartholomew's adventuring company?
Most people consider it something of a cult, but
yeah,
it's still, but mostly because of the nature of the religion.
Well, you know, it is what it has to be.
Yes.
Anywho, Cyron,
very few people trust former lich.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Well, Cyron, people are going to have to learn to trust you as you are some of their last hopes here tonight. So best of luck and welcome back to DnDTime. Next, we have Zrark Drex, Goblin Ranger. I think the only Goblin Ranger, so I can say that. Welcome, Zrark. How do you feel being nominated as one of the most powerful adventurers left standing here at Camp Crystal Lake?
Absolutely honored. Of course, the most fearsome pirate of the seas. I can be trusted with such an honor.
Well, I will say you are a goblin, and I will say, Zrark, I'm not that I'd say. I'm gonna ask you. Would you say that you look a lot like a normal goblin, like just kind of your average goblin in terms of looks?
I mean, I could, except I wear a nice, really good hat.
An average-looking goblin. I could see that being very fearsome on the horizon. You just see this goblin with a very. Is it like a big hat?
It's like one of those, you know, those tricorn pointy hats.
Oh, okay. So it's like I see. It's a pirate hat. I dig.
Yep.
Well, Zrark, I will say, have you been enjoying your time at Camp Crystal Lake? Have you been enjoying the team building exercises, or are you pretty happy to finally be making your way out of here?
I actually like the team building exercises. This will be really helpful when I go back when I return to my normal job after this camp is over. But besides, I'm not afraid of. know there's a killer on the loose, but don't worry, I'm not afraid of some big mass killer. I've killed worse things.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out who this killer is eventually. But for now, Zrark, you are the rest of Bartholomew's adventurer's last hope. And welcome back, and good luck.
Yes. Yeah. I will be your greatest hope. Move on.
Sarah Galanodel.
Jeremy, you look into your computer monitor screen and you see a reflection of an elven face with a triangular scar staring back at you.
Oh, that was weird. As
You turn to look.
Saw it.
You turn to look, but there is nothing behind you. Then you hear a voice. I'm coming. I'm getting closer.
Welcome back, Sarah.
Thank you for having me back, Jeremy.
Sarah, how are you
Soon.
doing?
Oh, aside from the constant migraines of having pieces of my skull lodged in my brain, pretty good.
Now, I imagine that does a thing or two to affect one's personality. Would you say it's affected you in any way?
Oh no, Jeremy. I'm definitely not plotting your bloody revenge. What?
I see it has an issue with the filter. Everything just comes out. Well, you know what, Sarah? I'm sure someday you'll get your revenge when Jeremy stars in Pete and Jeremy's D&D time. So we'll make sure that you're tapped in for that one.
I can't wait.
I guess that's about it. Sarah, welcome to D&D time. I'd ask how you're doing at Camp Crystal Lake, but I imagine it's just a lot of like wooden effigies of Jeremy being set on fire and stuff.
With the amulet that she has, yes, a lot of fire.
Yeah, a lot of fire. Excellent. Well,
A lot of
Sarah.
holy fire, actually.
Well, you need holy fire to kill narrators. Narrators are a subclass of God. Anyway.
Yeah, the beacon plus the amulet of Inferno makes for holy fire. Everything is holy fire now.
Well, Sarah, welcome to D&D time. You are the last hope for Bartholomew's adventurers, so best of luck to you this evening. And last but certainly not least, returning for a second debut tonight, Ark. Welcome, Ark. How you doing?
Well, it's good to see you, Jeremy. I wish the circumstances were a little better.
Yeah, man, rough. How have you been feeling about Camp Crystal Lake? Have you been enjoying the scenic foresty landscape and the beautiful crystal embedded lake, or is it kind of all spoiled now that people are just dead?
It was pretty nice. It was all right.
Not really
took a boat out onto the lake. It was pretty good until I saw some bodies, and then they kind of ruined the atmosphere.
Yeah, it really does. Like seeing the bodies every once in a while, that's not that bad. But in this context, it's pretty awful. Nothing spoils a beautiful crystal clear lake like just a corpse.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Although some people don't seem to mind it. I could have sworn I saw some people playing cards in that group we left.
Weird. Well, they're just waiting for you guys to hurry up and get this arcane generator down so they can escape. As I'm sure you've been told by this point, you're all aware of the arcane generator. Well, Ark, welcome back. And I will, actually, I'm wondering, what have you been doing since we last saw you? Anything in particular been?
Well, as you know, I've been helping out Bartholomew with some experience to help pay off my debt.
Yeah, how's that been going?
He makes some of the most ridiculous things. You see, this last experiment he had me to partake in was about a dice that can control the outcome of future events. It was ridiculous.
Can it control space and time?
That's what he claimed. He said it could even bring gods to their knees, but I just looked at him like he was crazy.
Yeah, don't tell Sarah that. Well, Ark. Welcome.
Sorry, what?
Nothing, Sarah, nothing. Welcome, Ark, to another episode here of D&D Time. And let's just jump right in. Rodger the Gnome / intern at Bartholomew's shop / camp counselor here at Camp Crystal Lake has been brutally murdered. Many Bartholomew adventurers lie in pieces just throughout the camp, and the survivors are terrified. Bartholomew was barely able to get a kind of ascending message through to you guys. It was very staticky, that informed you of an arcane generator deep within the forest. You have left the campsite for the most part, and you've been traveling through this dark wood for maybe an hour. It's been uneasy. It's starting to get dark, and for the most part, the four of you are alone in this deathly silent and eerie forest. Up ahead of you, you begin to see a very light fog rolling. Not a massive covering fog. It only comes to about knee level, but it pervades everywhere. As you continue traveling, nothing. And then the outline of a building and another building. And before long, you find yourselves in what looks like an old and abandoned, rundown campsite.
You said that there were body parts, correct?
Not here. That was way back at the other campsite. Would you have brought some with you?
Yeah, I wanted to collect a decent amount of them at least.
So you've just got a big sack of body parts you've been carrying around?
Arms, some legs, one or two heads.
Okay.
I ask why?
For my collection, of course, I'm going to make an army of undead and unleash that upon the world in order to find Jeremy and kill him.
Besides, it's always good to have an extra head or two in case you lose one.
Good luck with that, because I know a certain someone who's not going to be happy about that. But whatever.
Yeah, so you begin to enter into this old, dilapidated campground. You can see that there are countless buildings that have just been left to rot and decay in various states of disrepair, shingles falling down, some entirely collapsed. And again, this thick fog that sits right at around knee level hides the actual ground beneath. The entire place seems to be pervaded with this dim light of the moon above reflecting off of the fog below.
Is there a small shack, like a small one? Like
There's
maybe 15 by 15?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of these buildings. You are in what looks like an old campsite, right? There are places there would be bunks where people would stay. Look like there are team building activity, exercise rooms, and things like that. And far in the distance, you see a slight shimmer of the magical barrier which surrounds the entire camp.
So we're at the edge. So we're at the edge.
You're getting very close, yeah, Zrark.
Okay, I'll take out Beacon.
Okay.
And I'll cast the light spell on it.
Okay.
Oops, that wasn't the right one.
Yeah, it's a different spell. So you cast light on your little beacon, your amulet, and it glows with a bright white light, or is it more red?
This is more like a yellowy fire, a yellow fire, than it is anything else.
Yeah, it glows like a bonfire, providing lots of light for you all, helping to kind of pull away some of the eeriness. As you do so, you hear a rustle of feathers and some caw, caw of crows, as some crows that you couldn't see in the fog nearby scatter up into the air. You feel
Can I kill the crows?
Oh, you absolutely can.
Do the crows smack into the arcane barrier?
No, they just kind of fly up into the air. The arcane barrier is still in the distance. It's still, you can barely see it. Yeah. You can only just see it because it shimmers a little bit. Yeah, no, you kill a couple crows. You don't have to roll to kill some crows. You murder a few of the crows, they start to fly.
Chill touch as I cast this spell. Holy flaming skeletal hands grab the birds and crush them.
And one by one, Sarah crushes all three of the crows with these horrifying magical ability.
So he murders a murder of crows.
Yeah, murders a murder of murderers? No, as the crows start to flee, you all suddenly feel like you're being watched. Like something malicious and malcontent has suddenly noticed you in the dark.
I'm sure some of those crows have grudges now that you killed a few.
Yeah, let's see if any of them get away. I'm gonna roll just a d20. They need to get above it. Okay, so like one of them gets away in this group of crows. You get like 6 of them though before they escape.
Can I make a perception check to see if I can see what's watching me?
Oh yeah, Zrark, you don't even have to make a perception. Well, you can roll perception. Oh, good. Go ahead. Might see in something interesting. Yeah, well, unfortunately, as you're looking around, you don't see anything. It just seems to be an omnipresent entity staring at you, some presence.
Do I know what direction the generator is in?
Yes, you're all completely aware. You found a schematic of this old camp back in the current Camp Crystal Lake.
Why didn't they move the generator to the new cabins?
Zombies cheap. But as you look down at your little schematic, your map, you can see that up ahead there's a very large workshop-looking building, and you know the arcane generator is supposed to be in there.
And so if it's disabled, the field goes down.
Precisely, yeah.
I light the building on fire.
Okay, yeah, you start to light the building on fire. So you all see Sarah go to like cast her fiery magic and set the building aflame. Did any of you like stew or say anything as she goes to do that?
Are we setting the building that has the generator in it on fire?
Because we need to disable the generator.
How do we know the generator isn't protected magically?
It probably is.
It would say on the schematics, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, it absolutely is.
Well, then I don't think this is going to do any good.
I don't think setting the whole building on fire is going to work here.
I turn to the rest of the group and say, yes, but if there's something inside there waiting for us, it will die in flames.
Or come out and try to murder us, covered in flames. Either way, it'll be burning.
The one concern would be the building kind of collapsing and then you not being able to get to the generator. This is one of Bartholomew's generators.
Do we know
himself, the power
where the generator would be?
Yeah, it should be in the basement of the facility. It wouldn't just be in the middle. This is a workshop for some other activity. In fact, you see large letters kind of in an archway over the main entrance, which the main entrance is all closed up right now, boarded up. But the letters spell crafting, and one of the letters is kind of like the R is just kind of tilted and falling off.
Okay, so the front entrance is boarded up then.
Yeah, it seems like the whole building.
The warehouse is on fire now, and...
Well, I don't think Sarah set it on fire yet.
Yeah, I'll just get my flaming skeletal hands to rip the boards off the front door.
Okay.
I was gonna use my scimitars to cut them off. Try to chop it off.
Zrark, you get up there and you and Sarah begin to like rip the boards off the front of the front entrance here. They're a little bit like tough to get off, but Sarah's able to kind of burn a couple away, and you're able to pry a few off. And before you know it, you're just standing before this dilapidated double door that enters into a dark room beyond.
I open the door. I know no fear.
Okay.
Sarah goes up to the front door and lets beacons spill light into the room.
So Zrark throws open the door. Sarah, you're right behind Zrark, and immediately it's extremely dark, and then immediately is filled with light, and you see a figure kind of slumped in front of you, just standing right on the other side of the door. Zrark, it is as close as it could possibly be to you, with you having just thrown in the doors. And immediately the figure
holding a weapon?
Well,
is he holding a weapon?
Just a second. The figure stares up and looks at you, bright red, kind of glowing in its eyes, which then turns to blue, and you hear this.
Greetings. Welcome to DnDTime Crafts, a team-building activity where myself and Rodger craft all things wilderness survival. Yes, this week's topic is Owlbear.
and you guys see a shitty animatronic Bartholomew stand up and give you that spiel about welcome to DnDTime Crafts before slumping back over, seemingly powerless or broken. Beyond him, in the room that you see basking in light, Sarah, the rest of you all notice as well. Just an incredibly cluttered, looks like a workshop. There's rows and rows of long tables, various half-built metal contraptions all among them. There's leaves and debris and stuff all over the floor. This place has been abandoned for decades, it looks like. And Cyron, what's your passive perception? Because you have a high one because you're a cleric, right?
I do, yeah.
Oh, right. Sarah, you would as well. So you and Cyron probably both noticed at the foot of each of these really long tables in this workshop, it looks like there's little chain links that connect to the bottoms of the tables and little brackets where people could be like chained to the tables to work. And yeah, you just look around and you see the slumped over animatronic Bartholomew.
This seems pretty cozy.
I don't trust that animatronic.
My skeletal, flaming, holy hands rip it to pieces.
Yeah, it takes a couple slashes, but and you slash it up. It kind of makes some sounds as you do so, and then it just starts to burn.
I would have just tipped it over. That's what I would have just done. I would have just tried to tip it over.
It looks like it's embedded on the ground, and there's like a rail system where it can move on like tracks. But
Never mind then.
Destroyed. I mean, you could have tipped it over; it just would have been hard. But now the top half of it is destroyed. It is actually also burning a little bit, despite the fact that it looks like it's made of metal. There's some awful green fumes kind of coming off it.
Is there any obvious way to go downstairs?
Yeah, as you kind of like look around, you see on the far end of this this warehouse, there is a hallway that seems to go to maybe some offices or something in the far back, maybe storerooms. And at the end of that hall, well, I assume you head down the hallway arc to investigate.
Yeah, can I sneak down the hallway?
Yeah, absolutely. However, immediately upon taking like your first step into the room and actually looking around, you step on something. You hear something click underneath you, and then you feel a horrible, horrible pain. As you take 4 points of, actually, it should be 2d12s. I'm sorry. You take 13 points of piercing damage. You look down. There's a huge bear trap clamped on your leg.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just, oh my God. It's shocking sudden pain.
Oh, sorry, I must have left that there.
Ark, what do you do?
So why would you not scream out in pain?
Ark screams out in pain looking at the bear trap, and actually looking at it, it appears to be an owl bear trap. It's larger and more brutal than most bear traps would be.
So it just completely severs his bone, right?
It fucks him up.
Jesus.
It hurts. Ark, you're able to like pry it off. It hurts really bad. And as you do so, it actually kind of breaks apart. It looks like it was very old and rusty and dilapidated. And you look around, and you can't see any other traps because there's just so much crap all over the floor here. It looks like this was buried under debris and all sorts
Do
of
I
other
see
detritus.
a broom anywhere?
No, you don't. There are no brooms in this room.
No, can I use cure wounds on Ark to heal him?
I don't know. Can you?
I have cure wounds.
Then yes, you absolutely can. Zrark.
Okay, I'm gonna take a
I
stick.
healed him for 10. I healed all the pain. Pain, go away.
Yeah.
You see your leg magically healed, and still like some nasty scars. Nothing like the scar on Sarah's forehead, but you're feeling a lot less
What do you mean
bad.
forehead? It goes down to the
Forehead.
middle of her face
Head.
and goes down past her ear, yeah.
Well, now that my leg's not about to fall off.
You're welcome, Ark.
Does anyone in the party have a javelin or a spear?
Bo, does that count?
Have a what?
Bow.
A short
No.
bow? No. Okay. I'm gonna assume that we can find a javelin or a spear
Yeah,
somewhere.
you can find like a big piece of wood. They're all over the place.
Yeah,
you might-
and I'll attach it to one of the planks that was blocking the door, and I'm gonna use it as an improvised broom to kind of push our path
Push
clean.
stuff away.
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of like broom scrape some stuff away. You see a couple more bear traps kind of snap up, but none of them get to you. And Ark, you guys all make your way over toward that hallway. You can see the hallway is clear. You don't see any bear traps.
I'm glad that there aren't any more bear traps.
And Ark, you wanted to
Well-
sneak up and kind of lead the way down the hall?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? I would like to sneak as well. I am a sneaky type.
Okay, cool. So Zrark and Ark are gonna... Zrark and Ark, sneak ahead. Can both of you roll me stealth checks?
I love that.
All right, and then can you both just roll me a d20? Just a normal d20. Oh boy, so as you're walking down the hallway, you're both sneaking ahead. You're actually doing pretty, there's some creaky floorboards, but you both adapt to it pretty swiftly. Until, Ark, you hear a click and you look down and you see an invisible bear trap appear and snap your leg again. This time it's the other leg. You take
No!
10 points of piercing damage. As you all just see this giant bear trap just appear from invisibility and snap around Ark's leg.
Oh, for the love of God, I just wasted my cure wounds! Ah! For the
You hear
So
love
I'm
of
loud
gonna fall onto the
screeching.
floor.
Smells very good.
You hear a loud screeching sound as Sarah comes up behind you with the board again.
just you start sweeping ahead.
Yep.
Ark is just lying on the ground, like I imagine, writhing in pain over this bear trap.
Can I try to
I'm gonna-
sweep
I'm gonna
Ark off to the side of the hallway?
Just kills an art.
Okay, so you sweep over to the side, Ark. You get unceremoniously kind of pushed aside, and then
I'm just like
Cyron
curled up in the corner, silently sobbing while holding my leg, rocking back and forth.
Cyron, you're able to go over and help pry away the bear trap. This one looks bad. This was like, I imagine the other one must have been bad too. This is like to the bone cuts. And you wanted to cure wounds?
Yeah.
All right, 5 points. That helps a little bit, Ark. Your leg is still in a lot of pain. But the magical healing definitely helps too.
I turn to the rest of the party and say, stand behind the person who is sweeping the floor clear of traps. I don't heal stupid damage.
Not stupid! Don't look at me!
Sarah says after being totally okay with them sneaking ahead.
Maybe we should let her deal with all the traps.
Well, Cyron, you forgot to add your wisdom modifier actually to that cure wound, so it's a little more than 5 healing.
Oh, so it's
Yeah, it should be. Yep. So Ark, you actually gained 7 hit points back from that,
Okay.
which helps a little bit. At this point, you've cleared this hallway. You can see that at the end, there's a set of stairs going down and a set of stairs going up. There's also 2 rooms, one on either side. One, you can see the door is like ajar a little bit, and the other one, the door is just gone. The room where the door is gone, you see debris and all sorts of filth and just kind of waste. And you see what looks like just an old latrine, an old bathroom, like pretty much just a hole in the ground with a seat over it.
How big is this room where the door is gone?
It can't be more than 10 by 10. It's fairly small.
Okay,
So
I'm
it's the
gonna
on the other side.
I'm gonna tell everyone to start heading down the stairs. I'm gonna
Okay.
pass the stick with the board through it to Ark and say, "You know what to do with this, right?"
I push him down the stairs.
You pushed the board down the stairs?
No, the guy who handed me the board. I'm just gonna push him down the stairs for handing me the
You're
board.
pushing Sarah down the stairs?
I'm
You gotta
pushing
pu-
Sharon down the
You
stairs.
gotta push Sarah, and it's just kind of like pushing a wall. It appears Bartholomew's anti-PvP magic is applicable even here.
I give them a look, like, and
I regret nothing.
That was worth a try.
I mutter under my breath while I tap every stair with the board while going down.
Yep. You definitely catch like 2 traps.
every time it snaps, I say, and.
Sarah, what do you do? You said you were
Yeah, I sent the other 3 party members down the stairs.
I mean, it's gonna take some time to slowly go down.
No, I wait till they're like a good 20 feet down the stairs, if the stairs are even that long.
I mean, you guys all see Sarah like not following behind you all. It's definitely at least that long.
So Sarah is currently rummaging through her pockets.
What was that, Cyron?
I'm not letting Sarah go behind me.
So you're like staying up a little bit, watching Sarah. Sarah, you're rummaging through your pockets. What do you do?
I pull out a grenade.
Okay.
No, I already know this is going. I don't like this.
Pull out the pin and throw it into the room without a door, where the door is gone.
Oh, so the bathroom?
You said that was in the middle of like this top floor, correct?
You're on the ground floor right now.
Yeah.
There's definitely a floor above you.
So like, could I throw it in the middle of like this ground floor?
That would be back in the big workshop area. The big workshop area is huge.
Because you said that this room is no more than 60 feet. Like, this entire workshop isn't more than 60 feet wide, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if I threw a grenade in the middle, it would hit everything on this floor.
Yeah, you'd just bomb the workshop. Is that what you're doing?
And I'd like to close the basement door behind me.
Okay, so Cyron, you guys all just see Sarah find a grenade in her pocket, pull the thing, and toss it into the room you guys just left.
Then I close the door, since it doesn't go through full cover.
Close the door behind you. There's a big explosion sound. You're all just standing on this staircase.
I'm sneaking ahead. I'm scouting ahead.
Okay, Zrark, you're gonna sneak ahead down to the basement?
I want to make a stealth check just in case.
Sure. Now, are you sneaking ahead with the big pole to tap stuff?
You mean the thing that detects the bear traps?
Yeah, the Sarah couple together.
The bear trap detector.
Along with it. I'm sneaking along with it. I'm just, I'm not taking stupid damage because I'm not stupid.
You see Zrark, like, very, very slowly and quietly just tapping the floor as you go, taking forever. But eventually, you come down into a opening down here in the basement. As you look around, you see boxes just kind of stacked all up against the walls. They have this like weird kind of brand. It seems like some blue color underneath painted onto them, but they're all very dusty. You can't really see into them. There are some very large iron-looking, almost like closets where you'd like store things. And there is another door. This door is like metal. It seems like reinforced to some degree, and you imagine beyond that must be arcane generator.
I'm gonna look in the closets first because why not? I feel like it's locked. Need something to open it with. I meant like the door with the generator would be locked.
Oh, okay. So you open one of the closets. You see a whole bunch of like really old school, like retro style Bartholomew's Adventurers kind of jumpsuits. They look like they're from like maybe the 70s. Or the DnDTime equivalent of the 70s.
This stuff is old. Yuck.
Yeah, it smells just kind of like mothballs. That's the first one you open up.
Bother. Yeah, I don't bother. I'm going straight for the metal door now. Nope. I'm just gonna nope.
Cyron, Ark, either of you two looking at anything?
I'm keeping my distance.
Ark, you're just on guard right now.
Just like tiptoeing around looking for bear traps.
Yep.
Sacred flame on the old outfits.
You just start burning the old outfits.
Yes. I do not trust them.
Sarah?
Did my grenade go off?
Oh yeah, blew up.
8d6 holy fire damage to everything in that floor.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. no, can
DC
you
was
roll it, actually?
15.
Yeah, I know. Can you
Sure.
roll it for me? Holy shit. Okay, so the grenade went off. You guys
Hold
all heard
on,
these?
I have to re-roll 1s and 2s because of
Right.
my necklace. There we go.
Man.
So
Alright, so
instead of
there-
34, it does 39.
No, it. Yeah, no, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right. I can't do math, guys. But yeah, you seemingly have blown up the top floor. You can see like the ceiling's slumping in a little bit, but hasn't collapsed really.
I'm not sure if it does structural damage. It is just
Oh,
a
it
fireball
definitely
spell,
does.
but yeah.
I would say it definitely would damage the building
Okay.
if the building could be. But it has not collapsed on you, so that much. So Zrark, you go over to the door, and the door's unlocked. You pull it. It's a little jammed, so you have to like give it a tug, and you pull it open, and immediately behind you, a slumped Bartholomew figure, just kind of a Bartholomew animatronic, slumps in front of you, immediately on the other side of the door. Jump scare, and you're like, ah! It freaks you out. And you look beyond it, and there's a slight glow, a blue glow of light, and you hear a thrumming kind of buzz of the arcane generator in the next room, which you can see looks like a very just large blue sphere floating in a crystal tube with some kind of control panel or something in front of it. It looks very strange and archaic, not something you've ever really seen before. However, you also see all over the place, there's a massive underground area here. It's got to be a solid like 100 feet across. It just goes, and you just see scattered everywhere. It looks like it was a workshop, maybe Bartholomew's own personal workshop. You see dozens and dozens and dozens of these Bartholomew animatronics just kind of slumped over. Many of them like half taken apart. You see like one Rodger animatronic that looks like it has been not disassembled but just smashed to pieces. And
That's a little creepy.
Of just unmoving, slumped over animatronics in this room.
I do
much
not
is-
trust. I do
Is
not
the
trust these
animatronic in front of me?
Go ahead, Zrark.
The animatronic in front of me on a rail system like the first one?
No, none of these guys, none of them are. It actually falls over.
Okay, well,
once
I'm gonna
the door is
push. I'm
fully
gonna push that out of the way so I can actually get in the room.
Yeah, it makes no sound. You just kind of, well, I mean, it clatters. Basically a big, lifeless chunk of metal.
You see Sarah rummaging
I'm gonna
into her bag again.
Mm-hmm.
Call out to the
I
guys.
do
Guys, I
not-
found it.
I do not trust these animatronics.
How big is the room, Jeremy?
I mean,
This is a
the
generator.
Arcane
the
generator. Yeah, arcane
room,
generator's in the middle. It's a big workshop. It looks like it's Bartholomew's own workshop. So it's pretty large. It's 100 feet long, but it's only like 50 feet wide. It just, or the opposite, 100 feet wide, but only like 50 feet long.
Okay, so I could
It's
get
very underground.
half the room.
It's technically the fireball spell is a 20-foot radius, so it's a 40 by 40 square, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
use fireball.
So I mean, you could blow up like a quarter of the room if you wanted.
Don't blow up where I'm standing.
Probably don't want to blow up the arcane generator though, as that will send you to Kingdom Come.
Okay, so I could like get 1/3 of the room then. So I could get like the left side, the right side, or the middle side. And
Well,
we
the middle's
don't
where
want
the
I
to hit the middle
suggest if we're
side.
going to be doing any blowing up, we gather the animatronics into one corner of the room and blow them up.
Well, I'm
and then
saying,
That or we wait until we deactivate the generator, then
I'm-
blow everything up.
I'm saying I have
No! We
2
blow up the
grenades
animatronics.
left, so I can get both sides, just not the middle part.
I still say we gather all the animatronics into one corner and then blow them up in case they come to life when we touch the arcane generator.
So you guys,
You guys do that. I'm gonna look at the machine and see how it works at all.
Okay, then we start doing that.
Mark, what are you doing? Is this all happening? Are you just still like, oh god?
I'm like standing at the entrance of the room, tapping the floor with the stick.
There doesn't seem to be any bear traps here.
I want to make a check on the machine to see if I can understand at all how this thing works.
Zrark, you walk over to the machine, and Sarah and Cyron begin to like pick up these animatronics. They're super heavy. Each one of these guys has got to be like 300-400 pounds of just metal.
You said
Then we-
there's...
Then I'm gonna push them.
You just throw them on the ground and start dragging them.
Yeah, why not? Push, drag, whatever to get them into one corner of the room.
And Sarah,
Same.
what was that? Okay,
Yeah.
you just pull up. Okay, you guys like tie some ropes, maybe like get some grappling hooks, and you stab the grappling hook through the Bartholomew head and begin to drag it. And Zrark, you run over and you see this pedestal. As you get closer, there's like a zzz sound, and the pedestal shrinks down to your height, so that the controls are at your level. Immediately, you see a screen and a green button and a red button. It's like an LCD screen, it looks like. And you just see on the LCD screen, there's a picture of like a globe with a big bee on it, and the bee is just kind of spinning in front of the globe, and like a really cheesy kind of early internet vibe.
Two options. I push the green button or I push the red button.
Did
Is that what you're
Bartholomew
telling
tell
me?
us which one we do?
No, unfortunately, he lost the connection. That or he ran out of words in his sending spell. You're not sure which.
Bartholomew
I hate
running out
myself.
of words in a sending spell?
Yeah, weird. So he must have lost the connection.
Guys, I had to press two buttons. Which one should I press? The green one or the red one?
Never push the red button. Have you? Do you know nothing? You never push the red button.
I'm just gonna take that advice and.
Siren yells from across the room, hauling a Bartholomew. Ark, at this point, you've seen everyone's been walking all over the place. There are definitely no traps in this room.
I cautiously step into the room.
Yeah, you're good. There's definitely no
Alright,
traps in
then I'm going to
Bartholomew's work.
start out moving the Bartholomew bots.
Okay. Zark, what do? You press the green button?
I'm gonna slowly, with my little goblin finger, press the button, the green one.
Okay, it just makes that meh sound and nothing happens.
Ellie, press it again. I press it again.
Nothing happens.
And then I looked at.
You look at everyone else.
I'm just gonna. Can you guys blow up the animatronics yet? Because I think it's telling me I gotta push the red button.
Have we gathered up all the animatronics yet?
Oh, they're so heavy and there are so many. It would take you a long time to gather all of them. But you can get
Okay.
like most of them off.
Yeah,
at one point.
I
Or-
tell
fair
him,
enough.
maybe if you helped us out with this.
Like the amount of time it would take you to move all these animatronics, everyone would probably be dead back in the making.
That's fine.
Well,
As long as we're not dead.
Fine. No, it's not fine. Just blow them up now. People are counting on us. Come on.
Listen! It's not going to take us that long.
Telling me yes. Says the people who could barely. Says the people who are taller than me could barely drag a freaking machine. You expect me to do any better?
he has a point. You know, he is a tiny goblin.
Well,
I
then,
might be tough, but raw brute strength is not my thing.
Zark, do you press any
then
more
gather
buttons?
the pieces that fall off the ones that we are dragging.
I think I should just press this. What do you guys think?
I'm going to take out a grenade,
Okay.
and still holding the clutch, I'm going to pull the pin.
Just have it ready.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Zark, what do you do? And where does everyone else go when it looks like... So Zark is moving to press a button.
Okay, I'm going to back away from the robots, and then I'm going to push Zrark away from the button, and then use the stick to hit the red button.
Oh!
Yeah.
All right, so Zrark, you're
I
going to
drop
hit
the
the red
pin
button.
and run.
And Ark like pushes you away and holds out the stick and presses the button. And Ark, you immediately see nothing happen. There's no invisible bear traps or anything. But you press the red button, and a voice, Bartholomew's voice, kind of starts coming out of this strange pedestal, and it says something to the effect of, "Please enter the password." And you guys enter into a skill challenge now, where you have to come up with Bartholomew's password to access the off switch for the arcane generator. The way a skill challenge works.
But do we have an infinite number of tries, or are we limited?
Just a second. The way this works is so you have to get 3 successes before 3 rounds have passed. 3 rounds of combat. So we're gonna have everyone roll for initiative right now. And then something else is going to happen. So, Sarah, you're going to throw your grenade before any of this starts.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to make the first round of combat, at least, much easier. These guys go. Oh.
Basically, we dragged all the stuff from the middle over to the right so that we could blow up the entire right side, including the robots that were already on the right.
Yep.
Maybe we didn't get all the ones on the left, though.
Exactly. I think that's where we're at.
I knew it. I was right not to trust the robots.
Okay. And Ark is last. Or no, Rodger's last. Of course, even bot Rodger is terrible. So that's going to be our order. As you do this, you all see exactly what you expected. All of the robot Bartholomews begin to perk up and come to life, their eyes glowing red. First thinking, as they all come to life and their eyes turn red and speak in unison, "Cease and desist immediately." And we start with the initiative. Well, first, Sarah, you throw your grenades for a total of how much?
29.
29. The far left side of the right side of the room, what you packed everything, detonates, and you see pieces of Bartholomew's go everywhere. And they make sounds when they die. And now we're at the top of the initiative. Cyron, it's your turn. So the way a skill challenge works is you can choose to either use an ability if you have what you think could be a relevant ability. Like in this case, you can say my religion worships Bartholomew, so I'm gonna roll a religion check to guess Bartholomew's password. Kind of that's how it basically works. And then there are DCs based on how applicable your thing actually is. How much of a stretch your abilities are. It'd be an action to try and guess the password. And right now you see a bunch of robots on the left side coming to life.
Wait, so what do we have to do to win? We have to 3 successes on the password check or something?
Yes, exactly. And once an ability or one means of getting the password are used, it cannot be used again. So Cyron, it's your turn. You can start it all off. What do you want to do? Fight the Bartholomew bots or guess the password?
I'm going to fight the Bartholomew bots.
Okay. You see them all kind of moving toward you, somewhat menacingly.
I'm going to cast Sacred Flame on the closest one.
None of them are moving toward you because they're all on rails, so none of them can move.
Okay, I'm still casting Sacred Flame.
All right, well, he can't dodge it. He has no dexterity. His dexterity is 0. So you hit him. And one of the Bartholomew bots breaks. You can see that this turn, there were 5 Bartholomew bots that came to life, or there were 4 Bartholomew bots that came to life. Half of them were destroyed by Switch. And all of the other ones on the right side were also destroyed by Switch, but so now there's only 1 left alive on the left side. Zrark, what would you like to do?
So there's only 1 robot left, huh?
Well, there are tons of robots left. Only one of them has come to life and is in combat position now. There seem to be more that are awakening, but not ready to fight.
I I'm thinking if I feel like if I take them out, then they don't get a chance. So, I think I'm going to Hunter's Mark on the last bot.
Okay. Bartholomew bot.
And that lets me deal more damage if I hit it with anything. And I'm gonna shoot it with a short bow right in the face.
Alrighty. With a 9, unfortunately, you're not gonna hit the Bartholomew bot. You fire and it just goes wide. Anything else you'd like to do, Zrark?
I'm gonna move towards the machine. This action to hide.
So you hide behind the machine. Okay. Bartholomew's turn. So there was only 1 bot remaining, and 4 came to life last round. You see 5 come to life this round, so they're now a total of 6. And the one that can still act from last round is going to go. And Cyron, it looks to you and goes, no! And you see a magic missile shoot you. You take 11 points of force damage, Cyron. And that is the end of Bartholomew's turn. Switch. There are now 6 living Bartholomew bots on the left side. Actually, oh Jesus! There goes the grenade. Okay, you whip the grenade. Let's see how many were like. Actually, they should have all been open mostly, huh? Alrighty. Well, it blows up.
Left-hand side, because we already cleared the center, and then we did the right, and so now I'm just getting rid of the rest of them.
So there are no no living Bartholomew. There are a few on like the far corners that seem like they were out of the range of the blast still.
Hold on.
But yeah, you blew up those 6 with that. They can't dodge.
Holy
they have
fire.
Their dexterity is 0, so you blow them apart. Anything else you want to do, Sarah? I put Switch down. I should put Sarah. I'm so used to it. Sarah? Sarah Galanodel? I guess not.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, I can hear Switch.
Down.
It just said his mic's not working. We can't hear him.
What was that?
Which I don't think.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying there.
Sarah has been muted.
Oh, no one's at 0 HP. Everyone's good right now, I think. Ark, it's your turn. What would you like to do, bud? It looks like all the remaining bots seem to be mostly broken. There are a few on the outskirts that are still coming to life, but none are up in combat capable right now.
Because I've worked with Bartholomew with a lot of his different experiments trying to pay off my debt, I want to make an insight check to try and guess one of the passwords.
Oh, hot damn, absolutely. This is exactly, the skill challenge. Oh, I'm very happy. Okay, absolutely. Roll me that insight. You get advantage. That was a good one. Yeah, absolutely. You're guessing and you're like getting some of the passwords. It's one of those like dumb old systems where it tells you what letters you got right. So it's just very bad at passwords. And yeah, you're able to get 1 success off of that. So you guys are now 1 step closer to breaking through Bartholomew's passwords. As Ark has got you on the right track. Anything else you'd like to do? Bonus action movement?
I want to hide behind Zrark, even though he's a lot shorter than me, with my bonus action.
You run over and hide next to Zrark. Excellent.
Hey, buddy. Hi, Ark. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Zrark. Nice spot you got here.
Beautiful. The Rodger bots. You all see a couple like flashes of light as these tiny little Rodger bots just appear. They're small sized, and right now there are 2 of them, and they're right next to you, Cyron. Actually, one of them's next to you. One of them is next to Sarah. And they both say, "Don't attack the Bartholomews." And this one's against you, Cyron. It's gonna do Wimpy Slap. You take 1 point of slapping damage. And Sarah, same deal. It's gonna Wimpy Slap you, but it's gonna miss. Or does it miss, or what do you do?
I have 18 AC, so I just I I reach out, grab the arm, and bend it back and behind its back, and rip it off.
You kill one Rodger bot. And Cyron, I just realized the 16 probably doesn't hit you, does it?
It does, actually.
Oh, it barely hits you. Okay, so this Rodger bot slaps you. And even metal, it just isn't it isn't painful. And it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna use what I know about Bartholomew to try and guess the password.
Okay. So are you going to use like a skill of any kind or something specific?
Investigation.
Okay, so...
Yeah. I'm using what I know.
It's
investigation.
Okay, so is this like stuff that you've seen around Bartholomew's shop? Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, stuff that I've seen and what I generally know about him to try and guess it.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead and roll. I'll let you roll on that one. It's a little weak, but that's okay. That's how this is all about. A 12?
Yeah.
No, a 12 isn't going to get you. It's a little harder than that.
I can't use investigation on my turn?
And, well, on your turn. It's not your turn yet. It'll be your turn after this, Zrark.
Okay.
And no, once you've gotten a success, you're stuck. You can't do it anymore. So, Cyron, you're like trying to think, and you're like, items, a display case, bonanza, but it's just nothing's clicking. Is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I don't think I can do anything else except to move.
Yeah, do you want to move anywhere? Just move up.
No,
next to Zrark. You're cool to stay by the door. Okay.
Yeah.
Zrark, it's your turn. What's your move?
Well, first off, since all the Bartholomew bots just died at my heart,
There are some still coming to life on the very outskirts.
I know, but the one that I probably Hunter's Mark died, so I'm gonna Hunter's Mark one of the Rodger bots as my bonus action since the spell didn't end.
Yep.
Ended prematurely, and investigation of my own to
So in what way are you using investigation?
In my pirate years, I always snooped around for secret notes in the desks and whatnot. Maybe I'll find a clue there.
Okay, so the idea is you've snooped around in Bartholomew's shop before trying to snoop through his stuff. Okay.
And I've also snooped around my former bosses a lot.
Sure. It's a little weird, but we'll go with it. Go ahead and roll the investigation. Oh damn! Yeah, you're kind of like, what is it? And you think of something back from Bartholomew's shop. How Bartholomew loves Bartholomew bucks, and you type in bucks, and you get some successes there. So one more success for you guys. You need one more to shut down. Well, to access the generator. Bartholomew's. You see 7 Bartholomews far on the outskirts kind of come to life. None of them can go this turn because they come to life that turn. Sarah, it's your turn.
The skeletal hands are going to chain between the 7 Bartholomews. We'll just grab 2 of them, though, because of my cleric ability.
Absolutely, yeah, no problem. Is it 2 claws, or is it just one streaking claw across the 2?
It's 2 skeletal hands, a left hand and a right hand, as Sarah just manipulates them with her own hands. That's how powerful she is.
Yeah, I super dig it. Okay. Yeah, you hit no problem.
A 20 against 1 for 10.
Yep.
And then that should be +2 because of my Amulet of Inferno. It should be +2 to hit, so 12.
Unfortunately, that's not going to connect on this.
Okay.
AC, you're looking at is 13, but that's okay. Your first claw tears one of the Bartholomews asunder, and it kind of collapses dead. Anything else you'd like to do, Sarah?
Nope, that's it.
All right, Ark?
I want to make an attack on one of the Bartholomew bots.
Okay.
My
So poke out and shoot. Oh, it's crossbow. Radical. Hand crossbow. Oh, damn, it's hand crossbow. Cool. Yeah, you absolutely hit with that. You shoot one of the Bartholomew bots in the head, and it just collapses, broken. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Go back into hiding behind the mechanism.
Okay. You guys see 3 Rodger bots appear in little boop blinks. One of them is going to wimpy slap at you, Sarah. One of them is going to wimpy slap at you, Ark. And one of them is going to wimpy slap at you, Zrark. The creature still only does 1 damage.
I think all of us took 1 damage there.
Yeah, y'all took some wimpy slaps. That's the end of the Rodgers. Cyron, it's your turn. You can see the password thing is starting to time out. You're on round 3 of 5. You got to get 1 more. What would you like to do?
I try to use my. Well, let's see. Bartholomew is a wizard, so. I'm gonna try to use what limited arcane knowledge I have to try and use that to try and guess the password.
Okay, I think I'm gonna give you disadvantage on that one because you're not really arcane. It's kind of a
like I said limited arcane.
Yeah,
knowledge,
but you can
so,
definitely make the roll.
Yeah.
Ow! Disadvantage.
Oh,
Go. That's
unfortunate. Yeah, no, you're trying. You're like magic missile because you just can't stop thinking about the magic missiles. It just and unfortunately, you don't quite get it.
Only it was a disadvantage, you would have won that.
I know.
Yeah, no. You guys can help each other, by the way. You can take the help action, just so you're aware. In the future, Zrark, what would you like to do? It's your turn. You see, there are 4 Bartholomews that are alive right now, ready to go at the end of your turn.
There were 7. I took out 1, and Ark took out 1. So there are 5, right?
Can I use a perception
There
check?
should have only been 6.
Can I use my perception skill to crack the code?
How? That's the thing. If you can tell me how it applies to figuring out Bartholomew's password, you can do it.
I want to look around the entire room for anything that out of the ordinary that would remotely sound like the code.
Absolutely. Go ahead. You're on regular. Oh, Zrark, you're looking and you're like, oh shit, what is it? And you notice right behind on the back side of the thing, the little podium pedestal with all the controls, you see a sticky note. And you're like, of course, he wrote his password on the sticky note. And you pick it up and you look at it, and it is just smudged.
My bad.
And you're like, oh. Unfortunately, you don't get it. The Bartholo bots all and point their fingers out and say, stop attacking the generator. Or step away from the generator. And you're all going to take a magic missile. So this is going to be at Cyron, Zrark, Sarah, and Ark.
I collapse on the floor.
I collapse.
Oh, jeez. All right, you two collapse. And you see more Bartholomews begin to appear. Sarah, what would you like to do?
Bonus action healing word on one of the collapsed people.
I think that's actually all the Bartholomews. I don't think there are any more left right now. I think it's just those remaining 6 after the last 2 came up.
So one of you has 6, and then I'm going to pop a potion as an action of your mouths.
Drag.
The other one of you is at 8.
Alrighty. So Cyron, you stand up, 6 HP healed from Sarah, and Ark, you gain 8 hit points as Sarah uses a potion to heal you.
You need to get the code.
Ark, it's your turn.
I look at the 2 people who just went down and say, hurry up before I end up killing you.
Try to figure out the password. I can't find anything. You're our only hope.
Turn. What would you like to do? Oh, Ark?
I want to recall when I was talking to Bartholomew during a lunch break. how he mentioned there was a race of gnomes that worshipped him. I want to make a religion check to see if I can recall what he said.
Yeah, okay, I'll give it to you, sure. Excellent. And you're like, oh, of course, it's Bartholomew. And you type in Bartholomew 1 and hit enter. And Bartholomew's face appears on the LCD screen. Congratulations, you've entered the password. Good job, Bartholomew. No one else could have guessed that question. What would you like to do with the generator, me? And the face just kind of looks at you, and you see two things appear on the screen. One of them is one text is outlined in red, and it says "turn off generator," and one is outlined in green, but it's kind of faded out, and it says "turn on generator." Ark, you have just used your action to already do that, so you can't turn off the generator. But do you want to move?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna stare at it.
Okay, it's like, what the... Okay. So the Rodgers don't appear this turn, actually, because there are already enough Rodgers. We're going to get a Wimpy Slap on each of you. Wimpy Slap, Wimpy Slap, Wimpy Slap, Wimpy Slap. Zrark, you get crit again.
Why? My precious
14,
face!
14 on Cyron misses. Does a 17 hit you, Sarah?
Nope.
All right, and that's a 20 against you, Ark, so you get Wimpy Slapped by a tiny little robot gnome. And we are back to top of initiative. Cyron, what would you like to do? You see 6 Bartholomews in the distance priming their magic missiles to attack you.
Can I get to the console and press press the red button?
What was it, Sarah?
I thought that you said that there were only 4 left.
No, but 2 came to life that turn.
Okay.
Yeah, but
And
that was the last
that's
of them.
all
All
that's
of the
left?
other animatronics are destroyed in the room. There are 4 Rodger bots, but otherwise they all look destroyed. Everything else is destroyed.
4 Rodger bots and 6 Bartholomews. Okay.
Yep. Cyron, you rush over. What do you do?
I press the red button.
Yeah, you press the red button, and the arcane core says, Bartholomew says, all right, powering down. Would you like to self-destruct? And the buttons appear again. Yes and no. One in green, one in red. Green is no. Red is yes.
I press the green button.
Okay.
No! You'll kill us all.
So you press the no, right?
Correct.
Okay, you press no. And I think that's the end of your turn, Cyron, or are you going to start to run?
I'm gonna start to run.
Cyron runs to the door. Zrark, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to slash one of the Rodgers, which is probably right next to me and is probably hunter's marked, with my scimitar / cutlass, and I'm going to kill it.
Sure. Rodgers have an AC of 2, so you kill it. You just cut him down.
Doesn't even matter. And then I'm going to, I'm gonna run away now.
Yeah, you start to run away. Cyron went to run away. You notice the Rodger next to Cyron didn't even try an opportunity attack him. But Zrark, you get to the door with Cyron at this point. Sarah, what would you like to... Actually, Cyron, you were close to the door already, because you didn't go all the way in. Because you never pressed any buttons.
No, that's why I was asking if I could reach the console.
Right, yeah, so you had to move in to get the console, so you're not out yet. Sarah, you haven't moved all the way in. Oh, actually, the Bartholomews need to go, don't they? Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Bartholomew's, we're getting magic missiles at no one because the Bartholomew's all... and power down. Seemingly the arcane generator disables them. And you guys find yourself once again alone in this strange, very now dark place.
I take 5 turns, I believe, killing all 10 of them.
Okay.
All 4 of the
Sarah,
Rodgers and all 6 of the Bartholomews.
You start cutting up the Rodgers. Zrark, Cyron, are you also doing that, or are you fleeing?
I'm going to actually, seeing what was inside one of the first closet that he said that one of them sacred flamed, I'm going to open the other closet and see if there's any jumpsuits in there.
You open up the second closet, a Bartholomew bot slumps over and was in the closet the whole time. As you're like, suddenly jump scared by the Bartholomew robot.
Is it?
Huh?
Nothing. Is there anything else in the closet?
Yeah, there are probably some jumpsuits, some retro Bartholomew brand.
I plunder the closet. I take the jumpsuits.
Okay, so you start looting jumpsuits. Sarah, you're just dismembering at this point the Rodger bots because they're closest. Arc, Cyron, do you want to do anything?
I want to grab one of the Rodger bots before he destroys it. I'm just gonna take it with me.
Steal it. Okay. You start hauling it away. I mean, it's tiny. It's small, not tiny, but it's easy enough to carry. It's not as heavy as a Bartholomew bot. And Cyron?
I am just gonna try and get the F out of there.
Yeah, Cyron, you start making your way out, and the rest of you can see on the far side of the chamber, down here in the basement, there's a loud crashing, breaking sound, and you see, it's probably the maximum far corner, a strange, large figure kind of wreathed in darkness and shadow kind of fall through the ceiling. You can't entirely tell what this creature is, but you see it has a very, very large, bloody machete and two red kind of glowing dots for eyes, and it looks directly at you all. You all, except for Cyron, who's already started to run away, and Zrark, who's in the other room, actually. You're all affected by the frightened condition and are effectively turned. You all begin to flee, just in terror of this monster. Sarah, it bats your gut. Actually, you don't even get a chance to guiding bolt. Your turn. You have to flee. You have to spend your action to run. And as you all go, I want all of you to roll me a d20.
Oh no! If I hit a bear trap, I'm going to hate myself.
No,
No.
not again.
No, I think I all going to flee. You all get up to the top part of the building. You see that Sarah's grenade has destroyed this top level. You've seen where the killer would have snuck up behind you and locked you in the basement, but has fallen through the broken floor due to Sarah's grenade. And as you all run to flee into the woods in the direction of where the arcane barrier once was, Zrark, your leg gets caught in a bear.
Why my leg? What?
No, I meant Zrark. I meant Arc.
I was gonna say, not my leg. My leg, they're not my precious goblin legs.
Zrark, you're suddenly, you hear the snap and you're terrified. But you look over and it's like, oh, it's just Arc. And Arc, are you okay? 9 damage.
God dang it! Why again? Arc, you're shit luck.
Arc, are you conscious?
No.
Zrark collapses with the chink of the snap of the bear.
I'm unconscious, dude.
I
know I have the fear condition, but am I far away enough?
Hey, am I affected by the fear condition right now?
All of you are, while he's in sight. He's currently limping up the stairs behind you all, so you don't see him at the moment. Do you
Since Arc is unconscious and at 0, I'm going to heal him for 10 HP with Cure Wounds.
Do you stop to try and save Arc, or do you flee?
I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Arc before
so Cyron
continuing
goes
to
back
flee.
for Arc. Sarah?
Sarah doesn't heal stupid damage.
Sarah flees? That's rude. That was Arc.
I never said I cured Arc. I didn't say I freed him.
Zrark? Are you stopping to help Arc?
I don't have any more spell slots to help him.
But you could help get the thing off his leg. Do you stop and try and help?
I'm helping him get the thing off of his leg, but there's nothing else I can do other than that.
All right, Zrark, can you roll me a strength athletics check to try and do this quickly? Zrark, as you're trying to pry it open, Cyron, you heal Arc, and Arc, you come to with 10 points of healing from Cyron. I think our episode fades out with Arc as you, it's from your perspective, you blink and open your eyes, and you see the smiling face of Cyron being like, we gotta go. You see Zrark like, I can't get this thing open. And you see another dark figure right next to them. Its face blurred in shadows, a bloody machete in hand.
I just look down at the Rodger bot in my hand, and then I just look back up at him.
And we fade. It's just not fade to black, it's hard cut to black, as who knows what could have happened to our brave adventure.
To be continued. Da, 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 da.
However, you have all succeeded in your adventure tonight. You all gain.
Sarah's still alive.
You all gain 1 XP and 100 Bartholomew bucks. And Sarah flees into the woods, hearing the screams of her allies behind.
Sarah gives a small smile.
Thank you all for playing, and everyone who's watching, thank you very much. I'll be starting up our raffle in just a second.